Hello everyone. Today we will be reviewing chapter 264 of Kengan Omega. In this chapter, both Justin Kitagiwa and Sakigake Kiraku face off against each other for the first time. Let's see who comes out on top in this chapter of Kengan Omega. The panther Justin Kitagiwa and the bounty hunter Sakigake Kiraku are about to brawl. The referee orders them to take their stance and announce that this fight will be overseen by a veteran. Before they start, the two fighters exchange a few words. Sakigake teases Justin, calling him a pretty boy, and Justin claps back, saying there's only one diabolical pretty boy here, and it's not him. The referee then waves his hands signaling for the fight to begin. The match starts off as Sakigake uses his laid-back footwork. Meanwhile, Justin takes a grappling stance, looking like he might go for a takedown. They both stare each other down for a moment, and then Justin makes the first move. He attempts to move towards Sakigake, who immediately strikes him with a jab to the face. Mr. Yamashita is surprised at how Sakigake can quickly close the distance with just a jab before Justin could even move. Justin remains unfazed by the jab, and calls out to Sakigake, and compliments his incredible speed, and jokingly asks him if he's moving in fast forward. He tries to make a step towards Sakigake again, but receives another jab to the face. The announcers are amazed by how fast Sakigake's jabs are. Sayaka analyzes his strategy, and notes that he's stopping Justin with his jabs before he gets the chance to tackle him, and they also deduce that Sakigake's is using a karate jab, which makes them wonder if his style is traditional karate. Justin admits that Sakigake's jabs were impressive, and tells him that he is sentenced to death for being too cool. Sakigake starts up his quirky footwork again, which Sayaka takes notice, but she doesn't think that it looks like traditional karate to her. Carlos Metal agrees with Sayaka's statement, and comments on Sakigake's footwork, saying that it's quite a bit. Golong asks him what he thinks of Sakigake, and asks for his opinion on how he would deal with his karate jabs. Carlos responds, asking Golong if this is his idea of a joke, because he is surprised that the unified heavyweight champion is asking for his opinion. Gaolang says that he considers Carlos to be greater than him in which boxing is concerned, so he would like to know Carlos's opinion. Carlos is surprised to hear these words from Gaolang, and says it would be an honor champ. Carlos explains that if he was in a boxing match with Sakigake, he'd try to check him with jabs of his own, but that's easier said than done. It doesn't seem like he can rapid-fire his karate jabs like Gaolang can with boxing jabs, but the speed of each individual jab is faster than his. Sayaka notices that Sakigake has lowered his hips, and wonders if he's getting closer to the traditional karate stance they're more familiar with. Jerry agrees, but he's confused as to why Sakigake is switching up stance all of a sudden. Suddenly, Sakigake delivers another jab to Justin's face from a long range. This shocks Kim Jangi, who saw that Sakigake threw his jab from 3 meters away. Okubo spots the reason for the sudden change of stance by Sakigake, and he states that the first stance was a mid-range stance, and this stance he's using now is a long-range one. He then notes that Sakigake can close the distance immediately with the speed of a boxing jab, and remarks that traditional karate is a nuisance. Justin attempts to retreat, but Sakigake rushes after him, and strikes him with a jab to the chest, which causes Justin to slide backwards on his feet. Sayaka points out that Sakigake utilizes a reverse jab to strike Justin, and notes that Sakigake is not giving him any chance to attack. The scene then shifts to the Metropolitan Police Department. The leading officer of the department begins the meeting at the establishment, and tells the members to look at the documents at their seats. He says that these documents concerns the actions of the designated crime syndicate, known as the Boyu Group. Upon investigation with the Aichi police, they've discovered links with the Boyu Group, and a karate dojo in Nagoya. Shogo-style karate Tawa branch, and Juriken dojo, both look like your average traditional karate dojos. One of the executives sitting next to the leader, asks him if the Shogo style is one of the 4 main schools of karate, which the leader confirms, and explains that the Shogo style is one of the 4 main schools of karate along with Tawa that is a branch of the Shogo style. Gaiken is just a dojo of the Tawa branch, or so they want you to believe, but in reality, 70% of the school's members are a part of the Boyu Group families. Another member of the department also adds that the remaining 30% are foreign nationals, and all of them have gang affiliations. The other executive member states that they're all Boyu's groups of goons no doubt, and it looks like they're preparing for war, and as the director alluded to, the Boya group is at odds with the Niwa family, who is another one of the three major crime syndicates, and tensions are higher than even before. At present, there have only been minor skirmishes between their families. However, if a total war broke out between them, the impact on society would be massive. They have investigated Juriken, and an interesting fact came to light. A flick can be heard as a projector turns on. The projector shows Sakigake Kiraku, who is the director of Juriken, and the love child of the Limiya Rikigaro Don of the Boyu group. The leader dismisses the meeting and starts chatting with his executive members. He asks one of the members if he thinks it's just a coincidence, and the member assumes he's referring to the tournament director. The leader confirms this and says that he's been informed that Sakigake Kiraku is representing the Dragons in the real championship. The member next to him states that the Isle Dragons are run by the Boya group, and the other member says that the situation is getting stickier, and the last one says that the timing's too perfect, and he can't imagine that there is something shady going on. They question what Sakigake has planned, and why he is dragging the Kengan Association into it. We then return back to the fight, as the announcer points out that Hiraku has gone back to his laid-back footwork, and he's not breaking his pace. She wonders if Sakigake now has the upper hand in this match, and what will Justin do next? We then move on to chapter 265, titled Dance of the Scorpion. Going back 2 months earlier, to the titled match for Underground Martial Promotion All Dragons, we can see a referee shouting no false starts, and begins the contest. The champion of the tournament, Oka Kenshin, also known as the Full Contact Karate Warrior, is up against the challenger, Sakigake Hiraku. Kenshin knows that Sakigake uses traditional karate, and plans to fight him at arm's length. Sakigake Hiraku, age 28, is the love child of Yumiya Rikigaro, who is the Don of the Boyo group, which is one of the three great crime syndicates of Japan. He was spoiled by Rikigaro during childhood, and wanted for nothing. At age 5, he began learning traditional karate for self-defense, and it wasn't long before he demonstrated great talent, winning several tournaments, and came to be known as the Wonder Child of Tokai. At the age of 23, he transitioned to the underground. The match starts as he throws a jab at Oka, who manages to block it, and closes the distance to launch a flurry of attacks at Sakigake. While he's blocking the onslaught of attacks, Sakigake compliments Oka for managing to close the distance, and says that those low punches are bad news. Oka tells Sakigake that he is in full contact range, and that there is no escape. The commentator points out that Sakigake seems to be unable to get away from those punches to the core, and states that between their styles of karate, it looks like full contact karate has the upper hand in pure physicality. Oka calls this move the Hama-style karate infinite punch, and states that Sakigake will never escape. Suddenly a thwop can be heard, as Oka takes the brunt of Sakigake's attack, and goes down. The commentators declares Sakigake as the winner of the tournament. Returning back to the main match, Sakigake tells Justin that he doesn't like full contact karate, because it's not elegant enough. Justin asks him to clarify what he just said, so Sakigake explains that if you take away punches to the face, all you have is two men throwing body blows like idiots at an unnaturally close range. He can't stand classical karate either, and in his opinion, partial training is just barbaric. Justin tells him to be careful, and says that we live in a diverse age now, so he has to respect that people's values differ from his own. Sakigake asks Justin if he sees his point, and says that the most elegant thing in karate is delivering a killing blow from long range. Justin then asks him why doesn't he pick up archery, as he dashes towards Sakigake, who also does the same, and delivers another jab to Justin's face. Surprisingly, Justin gets knocked back despite being heavier than him. However, Justin manages to tackle Sakigake, which he finds disgusting, as he admits to disliking getting down and dirty like this. Mr. Yamashita notices that Sakigake actually knows a few grappling moves, but the wrestler has the upper hand in this position. The announcer Sayaka points out that Sakigake has his hand in Justin's armpit, and he's controlling himself impressively well against a real wrestler. Jerry adds that Justin has better grappling moves than Sakigake, so he's gonna have to get out of Justin's grasp. Justin then shifts his body, and gets on top of Sakigake. However, Sakigake has something up his sleeve, and uses his traditional karate, scorpion, and lands his heel straight into Justin's face. Thank you guys for watching. If you want to see part 2, be sure to let me know in the comments. Until then, have a nice day or night.